What's up, boys? This past weekend, I went out and I placed $1 million parlay. I put down $31,000 to win over $1 million on that play. But this video is not about that. This video is about a play that I put $1,500 on to win $107,000, a six-figure win. And I feel really, really good about this play. It's a smart play. It's good value. It's a long shot. 100% it's a long shot. I'm getting like a 70x return on investment here. It's insane. But I wanted to show you guys the breakdown of the Big Ten. So this past weekend, we saw a lot of these teams play crappy opponents. Okay, I look up and down this list, and I really think there's one team to beat, and that's Ohio State. The sportsbooks think that too. They're plus 145. It's like a 20-team conference. To be plus 145, you got to be pretty good. Okay, now the team that was going to challenge Ohio State this year, it was Oregon. And it was, them getting a transfer quarterback coming in, Dylan Gabriel. He's going to fill in right where Bo Nix was, take off right where Nix left off. The problem that I've seen is Bo Nix was a big athletic dude. He could sling the rock downfield. Gabriel completed like 90% of his passes, and they still struggled to run away in that game from a lesser opponent. I'll go to the scoreboard over here, and we'll focus in on that game real quick. But I watched pretty much every snap of that game, and I was super confused because I'm like, Dylan Gabriel's having a great day, 41 for 49, 380 yards passing. But do you see this right here, guys? 7.8 yards per attempt. That's really bad. That's really bad. QBR is 56.2. His yards per attempt, that is not what Oregon uses to beat big programs. The reason that the Bo Nix Oregon Ducks were so hard to beat last year when I was backing Washington all year, this is a team I was terrified of. I thought Oregon was the best team in the country after Georgia. I had Georgia 1, Oregon 2, and then I felt like Washington was right there at 3. We'll never really know how good Oregon and Georgia were because they didn't get to play in the playoff. But 7.8 yards ain't cutting it. And I don't know if Gabriel can change this, guys. He's a smaller guy than Bo Nix. He looked like he's about 5'10". Says he's 6 foot. I'm calling cap. That's BS right there. There's no way he's 6 foot. And my screen recorder's now in the way. Jeez. Let me try to hit the back button if I can. If I'm smart enough to figure this one out. All right. So I'll go back to the scoreboard here. And I'm worried about Oregon. Seriously concerned about Oregon. Oregon was the team that I was going to root for this year in the Big Ten. Now, I did not bet on them. I was not ready to do all that. But I was excited to root for Oregon. Last year I couldn't root for them because I had the Washington bet. This year I was like, I love Coach Lanning. And I love Oregon. I love the uniforms. They're cool uniforms, cool colors. Love the way they play. But fuck, bro. How do you not even use Evan Stewart, the transfer receiver from A&M? Didn't even use him, really. So I don't think Dylan Gabriel's the guy that can go toe-to-toe with Ohio State. Now, I hope they get the upset when they're in Eugene, Oregon, but I'm talking about a Big Ten championship game played at a neutral site, Lucas Oil Stadium, where the Colts play. I don't see Oregon beating Ohio State. Now, Penn State's right there. Let's look at Penn State's schedule real quick. So Penn State's going to play on the road versus USC, at home versus Ohio State, and I think they win every game except those two. I think they'll win every game except those two. So we've got Penn State, a 2-loss team, and now I have to hit back again. Oh, I figured it out. Now we got it. Now we're cranking. So Penn State's going to have 2 losses, okay? Ohio State is probably going to run the table undefeated. Let's say Ohio State loses versus Oregon. Let's say they lose versus Oregon and Penn State, and then they get their revenge on Michigan. They're 2 losses, but they lost to Penn State, so Penn State has the tiebreaker over them. It's getting interesting now. I don't think Ohio State's losing 2 games, but I'm just running through scenarios here. Now let's go to USC. USC has got a game at Michigan in 2 weeks. That's going to be everything. Penn State at home, on the road versus Michigan. I honestly think there's no way. I mean, USC could lose both those games, but I don't think there's any way USC is going to lose to Penn State at home. So USC is going to be in this Big Ten championship game. No doubt about it, man. Because they could lose to Notre Dame. That's going to be a great game right there. But USC is going to get to the playoff. They're going to get to this Big Ten championship game. I really believe that when you look at the schedule. They don't even have to play Ohio State. Not playing Ohio State is a massive advantage. And I also think it's an advantage for Ohio State too, because Ohio State only has a couple hard games. So we go over here, all the values in USC right here. A little bit of value on Michigan, but so much value in USC. I'll show you guys their depth chart. Last year, when Miller Moss took over the bowl game, he actually played better than Caleb played all year. Pocket passer, doesn't do all the cool things Caleb does, and that's fun, but he can sling it for 400 yards. Both games we've watched him throw for over 400 in the bowl game, 380 against LSU. I think 380 might have been even more. But Miller Moss is the best passer in the Big Ten. Best quarterback in the entire Big Ten right now. Easily. He's a redshirt junior, so he's not a young guy. He's a veteran, even though his first full year starting. Now, the big concern for everyone with USC is, can they stop the run? Last year in the Washington game, Washington, Dylan Johnson, their running back, ran for like 230 yards against USC. Now look at this. They bring in all these guys in gold. They're bringing in redshirt senior transfer, redshirt senior transfer, redshirt senior transfer, redshirt sophomore transfer, senior transfer, redshirt senior transfer. These are 24-year-old men right here, okay? Nickelback, free safety, strong safety. They also fired their defensive coordinator, which is Riley Leonard's best friend. He should have fired him years ago. He let him waste Caleb's Caleb Williams' prime. But now Lincoln Riley has to perform this year. Well, they just beat a freaking good LSU team. Now these guys in blue that are from last year, they all added like 30, 40 pounds. They did a segment on it last night during the broadcast, and they all gained a ton of weight. But let's click on these guys. Let's see who these guys are. 300-pound dude from Wyoming right here. Okay, I like what I see. Nate Clifton, 300 pounds, 6'4", from Vanderbilt, from the SEC. So they're bringing in a big dude from Wyoming, big dude from Vanderbilt, and then an Oregon State middle linebacker. Bottom line, man, LSU wanted to run and LSU couldn't run. That's a good sign. That's a really good sign. So look, I believe Ohio State will beat USC in the Big Ten championship game, but these odds are insane value for USC. I locked it in at 18-1. 18-1. And I'm going to show you the beautiful slip right now. So you can't see the odds, but I got this at 18-1. These were all favorites. Chiefs were like minus 260. Niners minus probably minus 200 as well. And then Eagles were like minus 120. So Eagles to win their division, Niners to win their division, Chiefs to win their division. Feel really solid about all three of those. And then if USC wins that Big Ten championship game, I'm sitting on 100 racks. It's a beautiful low risk, high reward play right here. And I just think I think it's worth betting on Ohio State as well. But when I look at that Ohio State schedule, there's ways where this championship game could actually get murky. Most likely Ohio State's going to go undefeated, guys. But there are ways where that game could get murky, and if Ohio State's not in the championship game, that would be insane. That'd be a gift for me. That'd be an absolute gift for me. But if there is a team built to go toe-to-toe with Ohio State, it's going to be USC because they've got all the weapons on offense. They've got the quarterback on offense. They've got the coach to put up points. Now they bring in all those senior, 6-year senior transfers. They have the defense to stop the run. That's the only problem they had last year. They brought in an entirely new defense, and they looked great against LSU. they're going to force Ohio State to pass the ball. And honestly, Will Howard is probably, he might not be ready to do that on the big time stage, honestly. So look at the schedule again. At Oregon, at Penn State. The only reason that I say it's possible is because it's on the road. But honestly, after what I saw from Oregon, I think Ohio State's going to walk all over them. Michigan's always going to be interesting, but it's going to be a fun game, but I think Ohio State will win that. So I think Ohio State beats USC in the championship game, just to be clear. But my God, is there a lot of value on this. I got this on DraftKings. Y'all can check DraftKings. If they have anything over 13-1, I would take it. I'm thankful I got this down at 18-1. I just wanted to make a video, let you guys know what I'm doing. When I bet big like this, I always want to let you guys know so that you can ride with me if you got some funds to invest, to lock up long term. This is going to be a really fun one to look forward to right here. So I'm pumped about this. Wanted to share it with you guys. USC to win the Big Ten. Lock it in. It's September 3rd right now, 2024. Lock it in early and watch that shit go down. It's going to go down, down, down to like 4-1. And then hopefully we can win the championship game. So that's all I've got for y'all. Good luck with all your plays. Thanks for watching the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one.